Graham, just your assessment on midweek, because it was an absolutely bonkers game from the sounds of it.
Well, if I use Chris Kirwan's words, it was a thriller, and then on the next phrase it was we scraped through. So I thought, was it scraped through?
How much? Yeah.
Something like that. But no, I thought he was right in his first tee. I thought it was a thriller, to be fair. I thought it was right up there with the Liverpool Newcastles of old, Premier League classics and things like that. I don't think, although the Grimsby fans might argue with me, they had a 5-5 this year with at home. I think it was with Notts County. So I think they'll argue with me for game of the season. But I think both Newport and Morecambe fans really enjoyed what they seen the other night. And let's be honest, that game could have went either way. And it was one of the best games I've seen in League Two for a while. It wasn't something I could enjoy, but I would have loved to be a neutral sitting watching that, to be honest, because it was as Chris said, it was a real thriller, to be honest. I thought both teams played exceptional football as well. It was just a relief to come out with the 3 points.
It says a lot about a team's character when they get pegged back, almost continuously in a game, but still find that will at the end to pick up 3 very important points.
Yeah, the pleasing thing was when we look back on the video as well, we noticed it on the evening, and we look back on the video. Yeah, we were pegged back from 3 each. That game could have went out of our hands then, but it didn't. We had a modicule of control. Very little, but a modicule of control, and then we went again. We kicked on again. We found a second wind, and our goal at the end, the goal at the end was in the 94th minute. We had 3 players run from one box to the other, and that was remarkable. And the timings on it was remarkable to get from one box to the other in the 94th minute, and we showed it to the lads. So there should be no question about players' fitness, players' commitment, or the levels at this club or in this division, because this division has come on massively over the last number of years. And that game on Tuesday night was one of the better ones that you'll see, to be quite honest. And one thing about our ground, our team, our fans, they're certainly getting their money's worth this season with what they're watching on the pitch. It's been brilliant. It's some of it has been brilliant, but yes, some of it is the reason why I've got some grey hair. But at the end of the day, look, we have evolved, we have changed, and I think what we're watching is really exciting, to be honest. We've 75 goals we've scored this season as well, which is testament to that. That was the first time we scored 5. But I think is it 4 or 5? No, 6 games this year we've scored 4. So yeah, we are a team on the front foot, and our motto is if we can't keep it out one end, we'll put it in the other. So look, it has to be. It is what it is. I suppose that comes because you can't get a settled back 4 or a settled team or a settled back 3. So we have to be offensive and we have to be on the front foot.
I was just going to say, obviously that's the issue you have a concentration of injuries in a similar position, obviously, namely centre-back.
Yeah, we do. We've been really I won't use the word unlucky, I'd say unfortunate. Is it the same word? Who knows? But yeah, we've been up against it in that area of the pitch all season. Not once have we had an opportunity to put our strongest 11 on the pitch. Not once have we had a fully fit squad. And that will continue, and that will be the story from the start of the season to the end of the season. But not once has anybody whinged, moaned, complained about it. It's something that's there for all to see. But look, the lads have been brilliant. Even the injured lads, they get on board and they come with us, they travel with us to games, and they're on the bus. They're our off-field leaders, as we call them. So the camaraderie and the spirit amongst them all has been brilliant, and it's great to be in amongst. It's great to be working with players, professionals, lads that have those qualities, that can put the team before themselves, that can be going through their own personal bad patch through injury, but yet they shrug that off on match day and during the week, and they get around the lads that are playing. And it's just something that's been built and slowly building and getting bigger and stronger, the unity, the togetherness at the football club. And I think that seeps off the terraces. It seeps from upstairs since the new owner has come in as well. And I do think there is a real togetherness at the football club, and I think it's grown immensely, certainly in my time.
What are you expecting on Saturday, Graham?
We are expecting a real tough game. I thought Wimbledon were one of the better teams when they come here earlier in the season. Yes, we didn't turn up that day. Wimbledon raced into a 2-0 lead. They were at it, we weren't. They're a very, very good team. They're up there for a reason. And they've got lots and lots, bags of experience, not only in the dugout, but on the pitch as well. They've got one or two players that we like, and testament to them, they've actually sold one of the top players, the striker, who was sold as well, who was flying for them as well. And that's not easy mid-season when you end up selling it. But they've replaced, and they've replaced well. They've got a strength and depth. So we're going to face a really tough test, and it's a hard place to go. They don't give up much. If I'm right in saying they have the most clean sheets in the division, so they don't concede. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a battle. It's like every League Two game, really, to be honest. But they are fighting for playoffs. They're fighting to stay in the playoffs. They're at home. They had a really good win during the week, a 2-0 win at Gillingham. Gillingham, yes, had a man sent off, but they've done exceptionally well this season. They've been really, 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 really good, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be like all League Two games. It's going to be really tough.
Like yourselves, like Morecambe in midweek, they're in that mini league, if you like, where you're all within a few points of each other. I know it's very difficult to get you talking about the playoffs. They'll look at Newport and they'll say, well, if we win on Saturday, that's them done. Essentially, we can put a bit of distance between ourselves and Newport. Is it one where, I'm not saying you're not going there to win, but a draw would not be the worst result in the world for County, in the sense that you are in this mini league, this mini battle, if you like?
I'm not quite sure which question you want me to answer first there, but no, we don't go into games for a draw. No, we're not in any mini league. We're in our own league. No, we certainly won't be. You've obviously not seen us play often enough to say we could go and play for a draw, because that's not us. And in any league, anywhere in any country, if you go out and you're looking for a draw, or you go out to try and play that way, that doesn't happen. And I don't think any teams go out deliberately looking for draws and all that. No, we're going out. We're a team, like I've just said, we're a team that have got one or two injuries, one or two issues. We can't sit back. We can't hold on. We have to go on the front foot. So there's a whole load of equations that we have to deal with. So sitting back or going out looking for draws is certainly not something we would be able to do. That, now in Newport County, that would end up in a disaster. So no, we will be our normal, our usual, up and at them front foot. We will give it our all, and whatever the result will be, will be. So far as a mini league, our mini league is we need to get to 57 points. I don't know who else is in that league with us. We need to finish higher than we finished last year. I don't know who's in that league with us, and that's all we're concentrating on. Wimbledon tomorrow, nothing more, nothing less, and it will be an absolute tough challenge.
Just one final one from me. Obviously, we're getting towards the last part of the season, forgetting points targets, where you finish. Obviously, you'll be looking ahead, because all managers do. For a number of reasons, it feels like you're probably a lot happier to look ahead and start planning this time this year than you were this time last year, when obviously some things you wanted to do just weren't possible for financial reasons. Seems like it's a more cohesive club now, with people kind of all singing off the same hymn sheet.
Yeah, I think the owners, I think you's brought that to the table, for sure. But I was clear last year, at this stage last year, I was clear in what I wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. And I had put a lot in place, as we have this year. I think you have to, and I don't think it's just me. I think every manager up and down the country will be in the same boat. Our pre-season is all planned, all sorted. Our retain release list is probably all planned, all sorted as well. Our targets, we were making headway on that. So yeah, I do think we've got venues, we've got all sorts of opponents and things like that. So yeah, look, I think every manager, every club would have that in place. So I don't think I'm not saying we're anything special in that department, but yeah, we have got a lot organised, we have got a lot of structure in place. But if I'm being honest, we had that last year. We did have it last year. Now what we could and couldn't do last year might be different this year, who knows. But one thing's for sure, we will be organised and we do know the direction in which we want to travel. And if we can make the same progress next year as we have done over the last 12 months, I think we'll be in a stronger position. And I think that's all anybody can ask for is progress. And yeah, look, there's no doubt this football club has made joint strides over the last 12 months. And since the new owner, Hugh's come on board as well and given us that stability and that clarity as to the direction we need to travel in. Yeah, I think the place is, you're spot on. I think the place is a lot better and we're a lot stronger. And we're in a far better place.
Just one, sorry, picking up on something you said on the released and the retained list. Obviously, you have to plan ahead and you have to know in your own mind what you want to do for next season. But I wonder, are there any players, without naming names, who are still on the bubble? Could go either way. Depends what you see in the last few weeks, or are you now?
Look, I think that's natural. I think that'll be natural. The players will know that. We'll know that. I'll know that. That's natural. You know, the players are not daft. They know they're going out to play each game. Not only the ones who are retained for next year, they're going out to play for their futures next year as well, because that decision could change. And until, as a player, I've always felt as a player, until I got it down in black and white, you were never assured or never guaranteed of anything. So yeah, look, the players have lots and lots to play for, both on a personal point of view and on a football point of view for the football club. So yeah, there's always something to play for. Lads, like I said last year, I don't envisage, and I say it again this year, probably not broken down record, I don't envisage massive change, massive turnover. The group of lads we have, barring a catastrophe or barring their form or their performance levels dipping massively between now and the end of the season, I don't envisage a massive, huge turnover or change, to be honest.
Fans will probably be pleased to hear that, because they've, as you say, 75 goals. They've enjoyed what they've seen this season.
Well, hopefully, yeah. It's been decent, but listen, there's a little bit of life left in the old dog yet. So we'll take the next game, which is tomorrow. We'll have a look at that. We'll compete and we'll see where we are after that. So. Little bit to go. A little bit. We've got 9 games left. 1 game at a time, as we always say. So hopefully we can give them another couple of games like we did on Tuesday night. Not me. Hopefully we give them the old ticker is not able for games like that. But yeah, that was highly entertaining. So hopefully we can entertain them between now and the end of the season, and they'll come out and support us as they always have.
I know all eyes are on the league game at the weekend, and you're very much focused on League 2 now. There's a story in the papers today that FA Cup replays are going to be scrapped completely for a club like Newport. That financially obviously could have an implication at some point. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's a shocking decision, isn't it, really? I think they don't really... That's not a decision that will suit 72 Football League clubs. It's not a decision that will suit any non-league club or any competitor in the FA Cup. That is a decision to suit the 20 clubs in the Premier League. So I don't need to elaborate any further on that. And if we had a drawn 2-2 here, or drawn with Manchester United here, and we had an opportunity to go to Old Trafford, but the rules state the replays are gone, that would have been devastating. So look, they need to re-look at that in the football. But again, I suppose, and this is a problem we have in football nowadays, there's too many people involved in football, involved in the decision-making process in football, whether that's on the pitch or off the pitch. There's far too many people who don't understand the game. They might know rules, they might know what's best for business, but they do not understand football, and those people should not be in the game. We lose every year. We lose hundreds of professional footballers through injury, through running their contracts down, through finishing in the game, through age. why can those people not stay in the game and be a major contributor to the future of the game? I just don't understand that. Now, whether that be picking up a whistle, whether that be picking up a pen and paper and doing what you guys do, whether that be picking up a shirt and a tie, putting it on and sitting in boardrooms, or being executives, or sitting on boards, decision-making processes, there is hundreds of expertise, knowledge and experience that we as a football industry are allowing to walk away from the game year upon year, and that's unhealthy. That is unhealthy, and that's being replaced by people who are coming from business, coming from the city, coming from college, coming off courses. That has been replaced, and that's probably why the game is in a little bit of a lull, in a little bit of a state that needs repairing and needs fixing.
Thanks, Graham.
Are you surprised by where you are sort of this season, that you've hit your 50 so with 9 games left, or given the injuries and that side of things, what you've had to deal with to get to 50 this early?
Surprised. I think this group of lads can achieve anything they want. We did put together a half decent squad. They are coached well. They are fit. They do know what they're doing. Although sometimes it looks like they don't. But look, I think it's been a decent season. I would say, what would you say, 52 points after 37 games. It's a decent total, yeah. Given what we had to put up with, given what we've currently putting up with, given what the circumstances, it's not easy when you're chopping and you're changing. It's not easy when you can't get continuity in your back line. It's not easy when you can't pick the same personnel. But look at that, the circumstances. I think the boys have done really, really well. But knowing me, knowing what I'm like, I'll look back on games and I'll say, well, there's another 2 points, there's another 2 points. I thought we dropped a point last week, albeit Stockport were better. And that's how I work, that's how I look. I would have liked more clean sheets, and had we had more clean sheets, we possibly would have been higher. So look, there's arguments to and fro. Had we not have held on to that game the other night, had we gone under. So there's arguments to and fro. I don't think the league table lies. I think you are where you are in the league for a reason, and that can come down to continuity, that can come down to consistency, and of course it comes down to confidence. But I think our players are playing with massive confidence. We know the unfortunate situation that we've come across, and I'm talking injury wise and decision wise, that has cost us dearly this season. And had that process, or had them circumstances been different, we might be in a different position in the league. But you can't. I don't think we can sit back and say we could have, should have, would have. We are where we are, and we're going in to another game on Saturday, looking for another 3 points if we possibly can. But the pleasing thing is we've faced a lot of adversity this season, and we never went under. I'd never seen a white flag being waved at this football club on the pitch or on the terraces. And I think the good old saying, we fight till the end, never say die, that Newport County saying, I think that's epitomised and ingrained in this football team.
I guess it's turning a decent season, a decent tally into a pretty good one. That's the 9 games to do that. Look,
I've always said we need to get and beat last year's total. Now that'll be remarkable. That'll be and let's have a right. I was on the beat. I was away with my missus in the summer, and she had to pick me up. I was in a bad way, not a bad way. I don't want to exaggerate, but when I got a phone call to say there was 4 lads leaving, and all our plans had gone up in the air, and that was tough. That was hard, That was really. She had to pick me up, and I literally said to me, Missus, what do I do? What can I do? What can I realistically do? And she picked me up. She just said to me, listen, roll your sleeves up and do what you always do. And that's what we've probably done. But realistically, it was we were coming back here pre-season, and we just did not know what was going to happen, and what type of situation was evolving, because there was players walking out the door, players leaving, and that was devastating. That was tough to take, and let alone 4 of your most important, 4 of your influential. And I'll sit here now and I'll tell you now, with the group of players we have, if we had them 4 players, we wouldn't be in 12th. But that is the realism of the situation. And thank God the the big man upstairs was looking down on us and brought us a ray of sunshine when the new owner, Hugh Jenkins, walks through the door. So, because if that hadn't happened, who knows where we would have been and what would have happened. So, at the end of the day, look, there's no point in me looking back and whinging and moaning about what's gone on and things like that. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. I've loved every minute of it here. And them challenges have been absolutely huge challenges. But we've overcome them and we've got the other side of them. And hopefully, over the next 12, 18 months, this football club can go from strength to strength. But those days, I don't think I'd ever forget them. They were so educational. So much learning and so much hard work had to go into just trying to keep the spirits and the club together, and just because there was very little here. There was very little, and even for the first day, I'm going off track now, but the first day we come through, the first couple of weeks we come through the front door, we lost chairman, we lost secretary, we lost captain, we lost physios, we lost S&Cs, we lost kit men. Every post was becoming vacant and empty at the club, on the pitch and off the pitch, and we were like, we just didn't know where we were going or what we were doing at the time or how it was happening. So, yeah, it was tough, but there was enough spirit, there was enough quality in this city, in this town to get behind us, to support us and to keep us going. And let's not forget the young kid that was walking around the football pitch, right, 20 laps at the start of the season to collect money to keep this club going, to keep this group of players going. Some of the stories is, you know, I'm rambling on. Sorry, but it's. I tell you what, it's been one hell of a journey since we've landed down here. I'm not allowed to say walk through the front door anymore. I get a bit of stick over that, but it's been one hell of a journey since we've come down. It's been a massive challenge, and one that I've absolutely loved. And I thank every person for helping us get us into this relatively healthy position. But now it's about trying to push this club on over the next couple of seasons, and hopefully over the next few seasons we'll be in a position that we can maybe start realistically talking about that P word that you all keep using.
Just a couple. Firstly, any fresh injuries, but nothing. You pretty much the group that were Tuesday. Is that?
At this moment in time, we've got lots of injuries, but from the other night, I don't envisage any injuries. I don't see any injuries. I'm not aware of any injuries from the other night. So look, we'll assess again this morning. But no, I don't think there's anything fresh. I think there's bumps and bruises, but I don't think there's anything major that will keep anybody out of the team. And now I touch wood because I've yet to see the lads this morning. We'll assess them again this morning.
Finally, Luke Jeffcott, first start. Is it fair to say next season is when we'll start to see the real benefit, best of him? I'm not saying he was rubbish or anything like that, but you know what I mean. A good pre-season in with the lads. And so
look, Luke has had a tough time. Luke has been up in Scotland. He's not been part of a group. He's not been part of a team. He's not had any reserve games, bouse games, whatever you call it. He's been training on his own. He's been isolated a little bit for whatever reason. None of my business. But that's what we've inherited. He did come to us. He lacked a little bit of sharpness and fitness, and we're chipping away at that week in, week out. Now that's not something that will come overnight. He's obviously not done pre-season with us either. So he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant since he come through the door, and it's brilliant. And it's the first time we've had this since we've arrived at the football club, that we can put 2 on, 2 off, that we can freshen things up, that we have options up that end of the park. So he gives us great options. He got a brilliant goal last week over at Bristol Rovers. He managed to get 90 minutes under his belt, but again in that game he went to about 70-75 minutes, and we're looking, will we take him off, and we had a conversation, but we felt that we've got to push him through for the 90 minutes to see if he can get it, and that stood him in good stead, and it does when he's coming off the bench. But he gives us a great platform. You probably judge strikers, and we all probably judge them on goals. Luke is a goal scorer, and you give Luke. I felt this season we were missing some chances. There was opportunities that we didn't quite take. We created a lot, and we do create a lot, as the fan base will tell you. We don't always convert them, so I needed that goal scorer to come in and convert the chances that we were taking. And Luke falls into that category. You give Luke Jeffcott a chance, and he will take it by all means. And that's not me saying that. That's what history tells you. He's a proven goal scorer, proven player, not only at this level but at League One level as well. So looking forward to getting him up to speed, looking forward to getting him fit, looking forward to getting him sharp. I hope I don't have to wait, as you say, till next season. I hope I can get something out of him this season. But again, Luke liked the idea of not only working with myself and Joe, but we do have a long history, a track record of getting 20 goals out of our strikers each season. Although Omar only got 19 last season. We do create chances as a coaching team. We do want to play in the front foot. We do always want to play with two strikers, and Luke liked that idea. He liked that thought process, and he liked the idea of the chances that we were creating, that he would be the one that could convert them. So yeah, I think it's a good match. Myself and Joe working with Luke, and Luke working with us, coming to the football club and getting amongst the boys, because we do create chances, and one thing's for sure, Luke will finish them.